Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to draw a simple chassis design for a golf cart. So first thing, we need to start with the top plane sketch. We need to draw a rectangle. This represents the bottom layer of the chassis. This must be the same wheelbase and track width you have for your measurements you get from assignment 1 or the previous assignments. So I'm going to assume numbers here. Let's say 1200 millimeters by 600 millimeters. Next, we need to make this centered. We can do this by right clicking, select midpoint, hold Control and select the origin, make this vertical. Right click again, select midpoint, select the origin and make this horizontal. Next, we need to add triangulation for support. So we're going to use the line, click here and draw a diagonal line, one full diagonal line. Then we draw another diagonal line, but this time it's only to the center. This is very important later on during weldment profiles. Now we have this basic layer. We can exit the sketch. Next, we need to add another layer on top which will represent the seat. So we come to Features, Reference Geometry, Plane. Select top plane. Now we can use this to raise or lower the reference plane. This will represent the height of your seat. So let's say the height of my seat is 350 millimeters. I can do that and click OK. Now we come to this plane, right click, sketch. We have to draw a seat for this plane. So we can just come here, just like this. Let's say my seat's going to be like this. Next, we need to add the dimensions for the seat. Let's say your seat is 450 millimeters. Next, we add triangulation to add support. We do the same procedure again, just like this. And another line from the center to the other edge. Now we can exit sketch. As you can see here, now we have two different layers and we can now start by using 3D sketch. You can add as much layers as you want depending on your own design, but I'm going to do a very basic one-seater design. We can hide this plane by right click, clicking on hide. Next we have to come to sketch and 3D sketch. We use the line tool. Now we click on this corner and drag to this corner. As you can see, we have connected the two layers together using 3D sketch. We can do this again. Now follow these lines as you can see and touch here. We do the same thing here and here. Now we can add as much triangulation as we want. So let's say we can add one triangulation here and another triangulation here. And another one here also. Just like this. We can assume that the engine is going to be here and the passenger is going to be seated here. So now we can add the rollover protection structure or the ROPS. You can do that by using the line tool again. Click here and draw a straight line. Just like this. You can draw another straight line. Now we can set the height. Let's say we want to set it to 800 millimeters. Set this to 800 millimeters. You can use the relations, but the relations are pretty complicated in the 3D sketch, so I recommend you sticking to the original. So then you can draw another line here. $800 and 800 again. Now we can connect these two lines just like this. We can connect this. Next we can add the curve here. Let's say 100. Can do that and that, for example, just like this. Can connect these two together. Now we have a simple box. The model ready. We can start by going here, insert Weldments structure members. Make sure to select ISO type depending on the type you want. Let's say I choose square. Sizes, you have different sizes here, but you can change the sizes later on. So I'm going to stick with 20x20. Next, you start with the bottom layer and go in one direction, just like this. Hop, hop. Click new group. Select the big tube first. New group 1 and 2. Now click OK. See, done perfectly with no interferences. Everything is perfect. Next we go into insert Weldment structure member again. We have the same sizes. We can do the next layer in the same procedure. 1, 2, 3, 4. New group. 1, new group. 2, 3. Click OK. Next, we go to Weldments again, and now we connect the layers that we have drawn together similar way by following one direction, clockwise or anti-clockwise. Next, we click on new group, and now we do the triangulation for the passenger seat. As you can see here, we have a couple of interferences with the tubes. So to better understand how trim extend works, I'm going to show you a small explanation that will help you understand. To clarify how trim extend works, I have a small example here. I have a small box with a tube that's coming in the edge. As you can see, the tube is going through the pipes here, and I want to make sure that this does not happen. So what I'm going to do is come to insert Weldments and trim extend, and I get this panel here. You have bodies to be trimmed and the trimming boundary. First, let's have a look at bodies to be trimmed. This represents what tubes do you want to be cut. For example, I want this tube to be cut because it's interfering here, so I select this body. Next, trimming boundary. Up to which surface, which face, or up to which body I want this tube to be cut. So let's say I select bodies and I come select this, this, and this. As you can see, the tube is going to be molded around it and to get the shape of the square tubes. But if I select face and plane and select 1, 2, and 3, click OK. Now this will cut the tube up to these faces. So depending on the situation you have, you may sometimes choose face, sometimes choose bodies. You have to work around it to understand it further. But this was just a basic example to give you a better idea. Next, after completing everything, we go to Weldment command again, and this time we're going to do the ROPS. So we change it to pipe and select any size. We can change the size later. And then we start by going in one direction, following the flow, doing one side and then doing the other side. Now let's say the tube size you have in the workshop is not available in the options here in SolidWorks. So if you come here, maybe the size you want is not available here. So the way to change the tube size and have a custom tube size is by coming to, for example, I want to change the tube size for the lower layer. So I come to this layer, open this drop down menu and choose this sketch, sketch 19, and edit sketch. Zoom in. As you can see now I have the tube profile and I can change it to the way I like it. So let's say I want the tube size to be 25 and the thickness is 1.5 for example, and I can click OK, exit sketch. The tube size will automatically change in the whole tubes, and you can do this with any other tube, for example the round tubes, the square tubes, rectangular tubes.